DanganRonpa.
Welcome to my review of DanganRonpa 3 Despair Episode 6. The halfway point to the Despair side is here and there are only 6 episodes left. So, today's episode was interesting. I will tell you right now, it was not as hyped as episode 6 of Future Side, but it did have a lot of good moments. So why don't we get right into it? Our episode continues with the Izuru stuff, as we get Hajime being suggested to the experiments. And we actually got another time skip, it seems. His hair is already long and his personality as Hajime is gone. The official side even re-added Hajime as Izuru to the official arc. Anyway, we should talk about the opening of the episode because it changed a little. It's getting darker and now all the characters excluding Chisa and Chiaki have red eyes, signaling their future fall into despair. The big thing is Chiaki, as she's smiling now in the opening. So I wonder what this could mean. Very interesting stuff here. Now there is a Chiaki scene in the episode, and we learn that she's still thinking about Hajime. She had been waiting for him this whole time outside the reserve course. Also, it does not help that Chisa told her that he was fine. No idea why Chisa would lie about it. After all, she knows he was kicked out of the school. I mean, according to the file. This whole Chiaki x Hajime thing is building to something big. When the time comes that we get to see her fate, it should be a really strong scene, and I'm looking forward to it. If you guys are asking if we get some Class 77 stuff this episode, the answer is yes, and we get a funny scene of them in the classroom. I think the highlights here are Hijoko getting shit in the face, and the class saying they hate Nagito. It's funny how Class 77 seems to be background casters to an anime that was supposed to be about them. Now, there are 2 plots in the episode. The Chisa investigation plot and the Junko meets Izuru plot. I will start with Chisa as he was the smaller plot in the episode. Okay, so Yuzo manages to get Chisa the ID she wanted so that she can go into the more secure parts to investigate the Izuru stuff. He was able to get the ID, but it won't last long as one of the trustees is missing. This actually is due to Junko, we'll talk about it later. There is something interesting in this scene of Yuzo and Chisa, and the way it plays out it makes it seem like Yuzo likes Chisa. Because after hearing how she does not mind dying for Munakata, he gets bothered by it to the point where he entrusts his life to her. There's something on how the scene is featured with him looking at her as she leaves and thinking how there's no room for him. Anyway, using the ID, Chisa is able to learn about the project and tells Munakata. He tells her how dangerous is having a monster with all the talents, so he orders her to do nothing till he gets there. I wonder how this will play out. Now, the big thing in this episode was Junko and Izuru interacting, as Junko finally learns about him, possibly by torturing the trustee in a really messed up scene where she got the guy tied to a chair and it appears she will scoop his eye out with a spoon of curry. Later, she will use that same eye to open the security on Izuru's room. If this episode shows something, it's how messed up Junko is, especially that scene where she was eating and inside the food there was an eyeball. So she finally meets Izuru, and she is really excited, but Mukuro is on her guard because she feels danger. Junko actually tries to kill Izuru with the same weapon that she tried with Mukuro, saying how if she kills the hope, everyone will despair. But she is no match for Izuru as he beats her really quick. Even Mukuro tries, but she gets slapped away. The way he fights reminds me of Tengan a lot. The scene itself is really awesome. It shows how powerful Izuru is. After all, she has all the talents. The main point of the whole scene is how Junko got to Izuru, and she manages to get him interested in despair. He shares the same ability as Junko, where he can predict the outcome of many things. This is one of the reasons Junko is the way she is, because she's bored. She knows how everything will turn out. This is where despair comes into play. You cannot predict it. And that's why Izuru got interested in it. Everything is boring, but despair? You don't know what's gonna happen with it. That's the main thing. Junko is in the floor. She is having the time of her life. The despair feels good. Just look at that face. So the alarm sounds, Izuru hits Junko. And later when she wakes up in the hospital, Mukuro tells her that Izuru said he will be waiting for her. I guess the first step into the serial killing game is on his way. Now, something huge did happen at the end of the episode. As Junko was leaving the hospital, she comes across Ryota. For some reason, she begins to hug him, and she feels this is yet another encounter, just like she did with Izuru. Could this mean that she does something to him? Is Ryota a despairer in the future, or even better, one of the traitors? This brings a lot of questions because he's the first of the 77 class that Junko meets. I really want to see what they do with this. It could be an awesome twist. So that's how the episode ends. As I said at the beginning, it was not as hype as Future this week. When the episode ended, I felt kinda similar to what happened with the Nagito episode. I did not feel like a proper ending to it. It just stops. But don't get me wrong, even with that, this episode is still better than the Nagito one, as the Junko, Izuru, and Mitarai stuff was superb. But what I'm trying to say is that it needed an extra push. I'm just disappointed that we did not get Miyaya or the Class 78 students in this one. Not even Matsuda yet. I hope that by next episode he shows up. This is why I will be giving DanganRonpa 3 Despair episode 6 a 4 out of 5, an encounter with despair. So, have you guys seen this one? If so, tell me in the comments below. Also remember to share and leave a like, it really helps. If you have time, please also consider supporting the channel in Patreon. This is Baldwin, see you guys another time. Bye.